Introduction. Water is one of the main components used in all types of industries, including the textile industries. Water is being utilized for different processes, and after the processes, it is discharged as wastewater, including the toxic and hazardous chemicals. Effluents are liquid waste discharged into the river or sea. And these effluents contains different hazardous chemicals like phenol, dyes, pharmaceuticals, and other different toxic chemicals. 17 to 20% of industrial water pollution, 70 toxic chemicals originate solely from dyeing or dyes. 30 of these cannot be removed even after treatment, and they cannot be degraded fully. Different methods for decolorization of textile dyes and effluents. There are three different methods: biological, chemical, and physical method. Biological method use enzymes and microorganisms like fungi, bacteria, etc. for biodegradation and for the removal of toxic wastes from the effluents. Chemical method. It includes different chemicals for the removal of toxic and hazardous substances from the industrial waste. And type of the chemical methods are oxidation, ionization, and electrolysis. So these methods are used for the decolorization of textile dyes and effluents. Physical method, and it involves filtration, adsorption, and coagulation method for the removal of industrial waste and also for decolorization of the dyes and effluents. But in this presentation, we will discuss mainly biological methods and specifically by bacteria and fungi. Here we will discuss biological treatment, how we can reduce the industrial waste and how we can decolorize the textile dyes and effluents. To remove the dissolved organics from the effluents and to reduce the chemical and biological oxygen demands of effluents, biological methods are being utilized. And what is COD and BOD? Chemical oxygen demand is amount of oxygen required for the chemical oxidation of total organic matter in the water, and biological oxygen demand is amount of oxygen consumed by the bacteria while decomposing the organic matter under aerobic conditions. So by using these biological methods, we can reduce COD and BOD of the effluents. And in biological treatment, we will basically specifically talk about the fungi and bacteria, how we can use these microorganisms for the bioremediation. Bacteria and fungi are used to convert colloidal and dissolved carbonaceous oxygen matter into different gases. White root fungi's role in decolorization of dyes and effluents. We will discuss how we can use white root fungi for decolorization of dyes. Among biological processes of degradation of xenobiotics, fungal ones being eco-friendly and cost cheap have been investigated extensively because most of basidiomycetes are more tolerant to high concentration of pollutants. So Out of all the biological or bioorganisms, fungus is very friendly, eco-friendly, and here in this diagram you can see this is the white root fungi, and this is how it looks like. Different species of the fungi releases different extracellular enzymes showing the biodegradation activity and also the decolorization activity for the removal of dyes from industrial wastes. Lignin peroxidase is one of these enzymes, and it is being produced by Phanerochaete chrysosporium, and it is a species of the fungi which releases this extracellular enzyme, and it plays important role in the degradation of azo dyes. Two species of the white root fungi, which are P. florida and Trimates hirsuta, they plays important role in the detoxification of the blue CA dye, black P133 and Corazole violet SR dyes. So these two species of the fungi are having the efficient capability for the detoxification of these three dyes, and they have potential in dye degradation. So these can be utilized for the dye degradation at a larger scale. Ligninolytic enzymes. These enzymes are utilized for the degradation of the lignin, and one of the example of these enzymes is lacase enzyme, which is being released from B. florida and Trimates hirsuta species of the fungi, and these are involved in the degradation of the dyes. Their decolorization activity was tested by a study using the several different concentrations of the dyes such as 25, 50, 75 milligram per liter. The maximum decolorization activity was seen with blue CA and Corazole dye SR dye. So when there were studies showed that these two species have a great potential in the dye degradation of these two dyes, and they are involved in the color removal activity. Among all microorganisms, fungi is the most suitable microbe for the removal of the dyes with industrial effluents. Fungal mycelium has an advantage over unicellular organism. As we know, fungi is a multicellular microbe, and it solubilizes insoluble substances by means of extracellular enzymes. Fungi releases extracellular enzymes which are involved in biodegradation of different hazardous chemicals. Fungi have a greater cell-to-surface ratio, so they show better physical and enzymatic interaction with the environment. So because of this high cell-to-surface ratio, it has a great ability to degrade high concentrations of the toxins. Fungi are the unique microbes, and they show high capacities of degrading wide range of toxic xenobiotics. Xenobiotics are basically the hazardous chemicals which involves phenols, pharmaceuticals, azo-dyes, and different other industrial chemicals. They act via the extracellular ligninolytic enzymes. Ligninolytic enzymes are involved in the degradation of lignin, and the example of these enzymes are lacase, manganese peroxidase, and lignin peroxidase. During fungal remediation, they utilize hazardous compounds and convert them into the simple forms. They even utilize the insoluble ones as their nutrient source and convert the hazardous chemicals into the simple forms and less toxic forms. Here is a study showing the biological treatment of azo dyes and textile industry effluent by newly isolated white root fungi Schizophyllum communi and Lanzardes eximia. These are the two different species of the fungi which shows the color removal activity against the azo dyes. The objective of the study was to study the dye decolorization of the azo dyes and textile industry effluents treatment by white root fungi in batch and continuous mode. In the batch mode, it includes the different steps in which we can add the different substances at a different type at the different steps. But in case of the continuous mode, it is continuous method involves the single steps and it doesn't include the different steps and we cannot add different substances at the different steps. Methodology includes decolorization of azo dyes. For this, the steps are: first step is carbon limited medium containing Congo red dye and methyl orange dye and also the Erichrome black tea dye, and quantity of each of these dyes is 50 micromole, and it was inoculated with spore suspension of S. communi and L. eximia, which are two different species of the fungi used for inoculation, and it was inoculated and then it was shifted to rotary shaker with 120 rpm at 39 degrees centigrade for the 6 days. After that, it is filtered through GC sintered glass filter and it was analyzed for the color removal study. And the second method was utilized for decolorization of textile industry effluents. Carbon limited medium containing textile dye effluent. It was taken with quantity of 950 milliliter and it was then inoculated with 50 milliliter spore suspension of S. communi and L. eximia, which are the two species of the fungi and were used for inoculation of these industrial effluents, and it was then mixture was maintained at 39 degrees centigrade for at least 6 days, and it was after that analyzed for color removal activity. And the results and discussions, and these graphs were obtained after the experimental study, and at the x-axis we can see incubation period, and at the y-axis we can see it shows percentage decolorization of Congo red dye, removal of azo dyes from aqueous solution by Schizophyllum communi. These are the results for Schizophyllum communi for the color removal activity. So with the increase in the incubation period, results are showing that the percentage decolorization of the Congo red dye was also increased, means color removal activity was increased with the increase in incubation period. And second graph showing the results for percentage decolorization of methyl orange dye, and at the x-axis showing the incubation period, and when Schizophyllum communi was utilized with increase in the incubation period, the percentage decolorization of methyl orange dye was also increased, and same in the case of the Erichrome black tea was observed. But when we study the second species Lanzardes eximia effect for the removal of azo dyes, results showed that at the x-axis is incubation period, at the y-axis is percentage decolorization of Congo red dye. So with the increase in incubation period of Lanzardes eximia, the decolorization percentage of Congo red dye was increased. And same in the case of the methyl orange, it's showing the increase with increase in the incubation period, increase in the decolorization activity, and increase decolorization of this dye. And same in the case of the Erichrome black tea dye. But if we compare these two species results for the color removal activity. First species, that was Schizomycelium communi, that one showed the better results as compared to Lanzard's eczema. Here we compare the results from these two species. These are the results from the Schizophyllum communi species, and these are from the Lanzard's eczema species. So we can see that Schizophyllum communi species showed the better and efficient results as compared to the Lanzard's eczema for the color removal activity. So the conclusion includes Schizophyllum communis, which is a species of the fungi, white root fungi, and it was more efficient than the Lanzard's eczema for the treatment of azo dyes and textile dyes industrial effluents in both batch and continuous modes. So when we compare the results and graphs in the previous slides, we came to know that first species, that was Schizophyllum communi, showed the better results as compared to the Lanzard's eczema. So Schizophyllum communi was more efficient than the Lanzard's eczema for in case of the color removal activity, and in the both modes, batch and continuous mode, showing the better results. So what is the batch mode and what is continuous mode? As we have already discussed, that in the batch mode, it involves the different steps, and we can add the different substances at a different time. And whereas the continuous mode, it is a single step involving the continuous single step, and we cannot add the different substances at a different time and the different steps. We add the substances at the single step and at the same time, and it occurs continuously. When we study the Schizophyllum communi's color removal activity in batch mode and in the continuous mode, it showed better results in the case of the batch mode as compared to the continuous mode. Conventional technologies are used to treat textile wastewater, including the combinations of biological, physical, and chemical methods, but it requires high capital and operating cost. It is very costly as compared to the biological method if it is utilized single. Single biological treatments are efficient and they are low in the cost, and also they are eco-friendly. Need of the day is to substitute hazardous and toxic chemicals by using environmental friendly methods. In the industries must use the eco-friendly methods for their production, and instead of using the different hazardous chemicals and producing and releasing the hazardous effluents in the environment. Best approach is to reduce wastewater discharge, is to manufacture eco-friendly products, and also modify certain areas of textile processing to avoid toxicity.